Learn about the Danish grammatical word order. In English we always have normal word order in sentences. That means subject and verb always follows this order: subject plus verb. We only have an exception. If the sentence is interrogative, then we have an inversion. That means subject and verb follows this order if we have an inversion: verb plus subject. In Danish we do not have that rule. An inversion may appear rather often in Danish. But of course we still have normal word order. Let us have a look at some samples where both normal word order involves in an English sentence as well in a Danish one. I go for a walk. Jeg går en tur. I is the subject, go is the verb. Jeg, which means I, is the subject. Går, which means to go, is the verb. Here we definitely have normal word order in both sentences. Let us have another example where we are looking at normal word order again. I am swimming around in a pool. Jeg svømmer rundt i et badebassin. Notice, in the English sentence we are having a gerund, the ing form, but beyond that, it has no relevance to normal word order this time. I is the subject, am swimming is the verb. Jeg, which means I, is the subject. Svømmer, which means to swim, is the verb. Here we definitely have normal word order once again in both sentences. Now we'll have a look at some examples of Danish inversion sentences, but we will have normal word order in the English ones. Today I want to play. I dag vil jeg lege. I is the subject, want to is the verb. Vil, which means want to, is the verb. Jeg, which means I, is the subject. We have inversion in the Danish sentence and not in the English one. As a rule of thumb, we can say that in Danish there's always inversion in interrogative sentences, like in English, and when the sentence begins with a prepositional phrase, it is an inversion in Danish too. Let us have an example for inversion in a Danish sentence once again, but we will still have normal word order in the English one. Tomorrow I am going fishing. I morgen skal jeg ud at fiske. Notice gerund ing form in the English sentence, but it has no relevance to the word order. I is the subject, am going is the verb. Skal, which means have to, or when something's going to happen, is the verb. Jeg, which means I, is the subject. Inversion in the Danish sentence and normal word order in the English one. Now we'll have a look at the last examples of this Learns Danish tutorial. We will have an inversion in both a Danish sentence and an English sentence. We'll do that by using interrogative sentence. Can you buy me a book? Kan du købe mig en bog? Can is the verb, you is the subject. Can, which means can, is the verb. Du, which means you, is the subject. Inversion in both the English sentence as well in the Danish one. Now we'll have the second example. Why were you mad yesterday? Hvorfor var du sur i går? Were is the verb, you is the subject. Var, which means were, is the verb. Du, which means you, is the subject. Inversion in both the English sentence as well in the Danish one. Let's have a look at some inversion in both a Danish and an English sentence again, but this time we'll be using the do transcription in the English sentence. Do you have the newspaper? Har du avisen? Do plus have, verb, remember do transcription addition. You is the subject. Har, which means you have or do have, is the verb. Do, which means you, is the subject. Inversion in both the Danish and English sentence. Let's have another example of inversion in a Danish and an English sentence again. Plus the do transcription again. Do you clean your house? Gør du rent i dit hus? Do is the verb, remember do transcription addition. You is the subject. Gør, which means to do, is the verb. Do, which means you, is the subject. Inversion in both the Danish sentence and in the English sentence once again.